everybody. Thank you for what you've done in our lives. Thank you for bringing us here today. Father, worship your holy name, say be exalted, Lord, in Jesus' name. Father, even as we're about to listen to your word, Father, we pray, Lord, that you help us to understand and help us to also do according to your word, Lord, in Jesus' name. And Lord, even as I speak today, Father, I pray you speak through me in Jesus' name. Lord, I make me a vessel to make you touch your people, Lord, in Jesus' name. Thank you, Lord, for answered prayers. In Jesus' name. Don't worry. When Mommy told me that I was going to do this, I was like, oh my God, I was having panic attack. I was like, how am I going to talk to people? Like, normally I'm very chatty, but to talk to people like this is very scary. So, but I was like, that was just one part. Then the second part was like, what was I going to talk about? Like, what am I going to tell people that already like know the scripture? But it was like, I was like rubbing my head, and what what God kept telling me was to talk about the ultimate relationship. And it's not about the relationship between us and our fellow men, but the relationship between us and Him and God. So I was like, God, like, I'm not even the best person to talk about this because I know that my relationship with you is not the best so far. But it was like, we are going to learn. Some people are there. This message is going to remind people, and people that don't know will learn. And even you, it's to remind you of your relationship with Him. And I'm like, okay, then that's the topic. So last week's first Sunday, Vicky Moses spoke about excelling beyond your capacity, and Pastor Bola Jr. spoke about living the purposeful life. And last week we heard from King David, who said that we should live a life of example and make Christ our example. But all these things cannot come to be except to have Christ, except to have a relationship with God. You can't excel beyond your capacity if you don't have God. You can't live a life of purpose if you don't have a person like Jesus for purpose. So today's topic is just looking at our relationship with God, and there's so many things to say, but so little time. So I just pray like this will just be like an introduction for us to like go back and examine our relationship with God and where we stand and what He is to us. So first of all, what is relationship? Really, relationship is just like having an intimate relationship with someone or a deep connection with someone. In the book of Genesis chapter 1, God created us men, and He created us for just one purpose. Like, He created us to be intimate. Let's open our Bible to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Genesis 1, verse 26. Then God said, and now we will make human beings. They will be like us and resemble us. They will have power over the fishes, the birds, and all animals, domestic and wild, large and small. When God was creating every other thing, the light, the earth, and everything, He just said, let there be light, and there was light. Like, He didn't come with communion with the Holy Spirit and Jesus. That's the let us. Like, when He wanted to create man, He had a conversation. He said, let us make man. He created a discussion, and that is where man came from. Man came from a discussion. So that means we naturally, from our creation, we're supposed to have people around us to have discussions with. So that is where we are created to be relating to other people. Even when He said we give them power over the fishes, God created us to commune with not only Him, ourselves, and also the environment around us. God created us just to be an intimate being, really. And God said in Genesis chapter 2, verse 20 to 23, He said, so man named all the birds and all the animals, and not one of them was a suitable companion to help him. Then God made the man fall in a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, He took out one of the man's rib and closed up the flesh, and He formed the woman out of his rib and brought her to him. Then the man said, at last Here is one of my own kind, bone of my bone taken from my bone, and flesh from my flesh. Woman is her name because she was taken out of the man. When God created women, the man didn't know that he was lacking something. It was just God that knew that, okay, the picture is not complete. He needs to relate to somebody, and God created woman for him. So God, in his own being, knew that we were supposed to communicate with him, we were supposed to have relationship. So then, if you look at it in life, many people, especially people that don't believe in God, they have everything, like people that have riches, they have all sorts of things. But even if you check yourself, when you check yourself and you see the times when you are not in communion with God, if you are not obeying His will, you find that there's a void somewhere. Like that's how we're created. Just to that void, nothing can fill that void. Only God can fill the void. So many people turn to like drugs, money, fame, dresses, beauty, but those things cannot. You still feel incomplete if you don't have a relationship with God. So, what is the basic ingredient for a relationship? I think I'm not a relationship expert, but before you can like say you have a relationship with someone, you have to know the person. That's the foundation. You have to know who you. So maybe your friend, your mother, your son. You have to know the person before you can say yes, you're in a relationship with the person. So if we are saying we are in a relationship with God, we have to know God. We have to know who God is, and we also have to know what should come from our own past. That's the basic understanding of relationship. Like now, let me take for example, married people. Let me use my auntie as an example. Before she got married, she loved draw soup, like okra, all those kind of soup. Then when she got married, her husband, like they don't take draw soup. Like I don't know, he doesn't like it. And then at the end of the day, my auntie stopped eating draw soup. If she comes over to our house and cook draw soup, she's like, oh my God, and she's going to eat and all. But she doesn't cook it in her house. Not because she feels bound not to cook it, but because of her love for her husband, she didn't see the need of her enjoying the meal when her husband won't share the meal with her, so she doesn't cook the meal. So as a result of it, if you have a relationship with God, out of your love for Him, you start to lose some things. It just works that way. Many of us find ourselves, even if it's our friend, you find yourself in a friendship that, okay, maybe your friend does not like this thing, or your friend, like if you want to go out now with your friends and say, oh, let's go to that restaurant. If your friend doesn't eat like maybe fish, you won't suggest a fish restaurant to the person. Not because you don't like fish or because you don't want to eat fish, but because for your love for your friend would not allow you to go to eat that fish. That's just basically how our relationship with God works. So there's this great man, like I read his book. The book is Calling God's Star. It was written by one, I don't know his full name. His name is Coach Foyle. That's what he calls himself. So Coach Foyle was saying that he's an evangelist, a missionary, and very rich and successful man, and he's like a role model to many people in America. But maybe he's dead now. I don't know his name. But when reading his book, he said something about talking to unbelievers, because that's what he does. He's a missionary. So it was like, most of the time when you talk to an unbeliever, the person will be like, oh, you're coming to tell me all the things I cannot do as a Christian. But he came to realize that as a Christian, you have so many things you can do. Like, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So Christianity is not about you shall not sin or the what not to do part. But if you shift our focus from the what you can do part, I think it's going to help our relationship with God. Then he also said something, really, our relationship with God is a really personal thing. What works for me might not work for Pastor Akin. What works for Pastor Akin might not work for anybody else. It's you and God. It's like you and him. Nobody else is involved. So he gave an illustration about his life, and he loved playing cards, jackpots, all this kind of thing. So he and his friends, like, they had a particular day of the week where they would sit down and play cards, and they would bet with money and all, just for fun, not like it was gambling. Then he was already a pastor, was doing this over a couple of years. Then after some time, God now said, okay, I don't want you doing that anymore. And he was like, but I enjoy doing it. Like, I'm not singing here, I'm just playing card with my friend. They were like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Anytime we make a bet, I'll put money, when I win, I'm going to give my friends back the money that she shared. And did that, and God was like, no, it's not enough. Then, okay, we're like, okay, I'll just be playing and I'll not put my money in it. God said, no, it's not enough. Okay, then I'm going to stop playing card. God said, no, it's not enough. What do you want me to do? Like, leave that surrounding. It wasn't because playing card wasn't good, but for him, for his relationship with God, playing card was not good for him. So that's where many people come in. Yeah, there are some things written in the Bible that we shouldn't do, but there are also other things that are not written in the Bible that you shouldn't do because it's not what God has for you. So now, let's talk about who God is. I'm going to ask some special people this question. Who they think God is then? Who is God?
Our Savior.
She said our Savior. Our Counselor. Yeah, I know sometimes it's like difficult. When God is so many things, but you can't just like put into one thing. It's so many things that last to be.
The Son of God.
The Son of God. The one who created heaven and the earth. So every answer about God is correct. But it's not just what we read or what we're told. Who is God to you? Who is He to you? What do you see? What does it stand for in your life? There are so many things you can choose from. Many of these things are written in the Bible, but just to pick, it's not one, but as much as many things that God is to you, pick them and dwell on them, and you'll be in awe of who He is. Not just because He is this, because everybody says He is that, but because you are experiencing Him as that in your life. First one is the one true God of heaven and the earth. Let's open our Bibles to Ephesians 4, verse 4 to 6. Ephesians 4 to 6. Sorry, I'm reading from Good News Bible version because I just feel like explaining things openly. The thou shouldn't or shouldn't. Like, I don't understand that part, but I just like Good News version. So it says, there is one body and one spirit, just as there is one hope, which God has called you. There is one Lord, one faith, one baptism. There is one God and Father of all people, who is God of all, who works through all and is in all. That is one. God is just one God. He is everything in one person. Everything personified in one person. He's the one true God. He's the God of all people. Whether you believe in Him or not, He's still God over them. Secondly, God is my gracious Father. I said mine because I know so many times I've fallen short of His grace, and I'll be like, God, why are you so faithful to even the unfaithful me? But because His grace is sufficient for all. Let's open our Bibles to Ephesians 2, verse 2 to 10. No. Verse 2, let me read it. For it is by God's grace that you have been saved, through faith. This is not a result of your own effort, but God's gift, so that no one can boast about it. God has made us what we are, and in our union with Christ, He has created us for a life of good deeds, which He has already prepared for us to do. So, we are saved by grace, not because of our works at all, because even while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. it wasn't because of what we did, it was because of his love, his grace towards us. That's why he saved us. And now, even as we are saved, we are not keeping the salvation by what we are doing or how right we are or how perfect we are, because we are not perfect. But what is God's gift towards us, it is his grace towards us. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter how far you fall short. God's grace is there and it is his gift to you. But how would you feel when you give someone like an expensive gift and the person throws it away or throws it all up or messes it around or breaks it? That is how we should treat God's gift of salvation. We shouldn't misuse the opportunity of His grace in our lives. God is also my loving Father. His love is unlimited, unquantifiable, and unfathomable. I don't understand why He loves me so much. I just don't understand it, because when I think about it in the normal realm, I am unlovable, like, to God, because so many times you've done things that you are not even proud of yourself, not talk of someone loving you for it. Let's open our Bible to 1 John 3, verse 1. 1 John 3, verse 1. See how much the Father has loved us. His love is so great that we are called His children. And in fact, we are. This is why the world does not know us, because it has not known God. We are God's children because of His love, not because of our deeds or because of our salvation, or just because of God's love. We are His children. Romans 5:5 says, "This hope does not disappoint us, for God has poured out His love into our hearts by the means of the Holy Spirit, which is God's gift to us." So God, not only did He show us love, He poured His love into us. He gave us His love in the presence of the Holy Spirit, which is why the Holy Spirit is with us every time. The Holy Spirit is there, always with us. That is God's gift for us. And that means God is my creator. He created me, specifically sat down and said, "Oh, I want to make a very fine child of mine," and He created me. I don't know if He created me like that, but he took His time and created me, not just in appearance, but in the abilities He has given me, the gifts He has given me, the purpose He has given me. God took His time to create each and every one of us. We need to understand that fact. He did not just say, "Oh," like, I have a lecturer that talks about the smoothie. I don't know if like, when God created, when our parents did the thing and we were formed, there was like a 40-hour gap where God did a nice smoothie and did all our chromosome and our DNA, and He formed us. From that 40 hours, we had an identity, and that was our MCH1. So it took His time. That is about chemistry. It took His time to create us. He made us from even before our parents knew what was going on, because our parents didn't know we were pregnant by 40 hours. They didn't know that. So He knew us before we were even born, before our parents even knew we were there. So you'll find this in Psalm 139, verse 15 to 16. "When my bones were being formed, carefully put together in my mother's womb, when I was growing there in secret, you knew I was there. You saw me before I was born. The days allotted to me had been recorded in your book before any of them even began." That is, God took His time. He knew us even before we were born to this earth. And He has not finished. His creation has not finished. This is not the old me. God is still working in me. I'm still a mold, a clay in His hand that is still molding. So I'm not yet there. I'm still a work in creation. Sorry. God is also like the almighty miracle worker. Like, He created the whole universe with the power of His word. Like, just one word and there was light. Just one word, I came to being. He's just all powerful. Like, you can't just understand who God is. I can go on and on and on about who God is, but I will never finish because I cannot understand Him enough. But one of the things that God is to me the most, like what I would say I am made use of well, is Him being my body bearer. Many people see me like my friends, they be like, "Oh, like you are so carefree and you just all about nothing gets to you." Yeah, nothing gets to me because once it comes, I hand it over to the body bearer. Like it's just that's the secret. That's my secret to a perfect life, a life without worry, a life with happiness. Because if you come to think about what you need to do, all the things, oh my God, you'll be so overwhelmed. I tried it and like when I was out, like after my NYC, I was like all up trying to make everything, trying to organize my life, and every day I cried in the shower just because I could not even understand where my life was going to. But when I handed it over to God, like it's just like a body is being lifted. Once you trust Him with the affairs of your life, you don't have to worry because you know that He's there and He's doing His will in your life. When I got to Ireland, I'm about to share a testimony that I don't even with my friends, I lost my brother on July 26th last year, just before I came to Ireland. And while I was in Nigeria, on the day of his burial, like when we finished burying him and people came to our house and they were singing to God, like no matter the situation, we should give thanks. I was angry, like really angry at God. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you take him away? Like, this is my brother. Like, you can take every other person, but not my brother. Like, I was really angry. So while I was in Nigeria then, between the months of July and September, I was being strong for my parents because my mom, I think the greatest pain of losing a sibling is not just the fact that you lost your sibling, but seeing your parents so vulnerable and broken. Yeah, that's like the greatest thing for me to watch. But then everybody will come like, be strong for your parents and all, and we are carrying strong face, laughing and all. Then I got to Ireland and my parents were not around, and it was just me, my memories of my brother, and every day was a nightmare because I found myself crying to sleep, crying to wake up. Like, I think the reality just dawned on me that yes, I lost my brother, and it was hard, very hard. Then it was around the time of his birthday. His birthday is in October, and it's like, I can't do this. How would I be? Like, I even felt like being alive was not right. Not because I was suicidal, but because I felt like, why am I alive and my brother is not alive? Like, it was very bad. And I went to, before I got to this church, there's this church in the school, All Nations, and the lady that day was talking about how she too also lost her dad and she's still struggling and all. I'm like, oh, finally, someone I can relate to. So I spoke with her after the church service and she led me to a woman. So I told the woman my story and she told me like we should make an appointment, like after church was through, I'll be like we should see later. And I remember going to her place and like, oh, I just want to go and fight God with this woman. I want to go and like tell me why God can do that and all. But when I got there, she told me to like say everything I want to say out. I let it all out, started crying, and she was just like, Holy Spirit, and that I should allow God to take my body, to take my pain, to take that body away from me. And I'm like, I don't even want him near me because I'm angry. But she invited Holy Spirit into my life to take away that body. And as I left that office that day, I was feeling so light. Like, since then, if I remember my brother, I thank God for his life, but I don't break down the way I used to because God has taken my pain. I've allowed him to take my pain. And I'll move on later. I'll mention why I feel he allowed it to happen because I'm a strong believer of nothing can happen without God's giving permission for it. He has a purpose for everything that happens in your life. So now I'm moving on to what we are expected to be as a child of God? What are our characteristics as a child of God? What does God expect from us, even in our relationship with Him? First of all, and that's the most evident one, that we should live a life without sin. We should not persist in sin. And Titus 2 verse 11 to 12 said, "For God has revealed His grace for salvation for all people, that grace instructed us to give up ungodly living and the worldly passion, and live a self-controlled, upright, and godly life in this world." I think we owe it to God to live a godly life. He has given us so much. He has given us so many things. Like, we can't even understand what God has done for us. So yes, sometimes we fall, but should we persist in sin? Should we continue in sin because God's grace exists? No, we shouldn't take His gift and mess it up. We should try and, as much as possible, to live a godly life. Psalm 68 verse 21 says, "God will surely break the head of His enemies for those who persist in their sinful ways." So, I like that part. He will break the head of His enemies. So, we don't want God to break our head, do we? No, we need to try to live a godly life. Sin is not just about those things written in the Bible, the 10 Commandments and all. Sin is there's so much more to that. James 4 verse 17 says, "So then, if we do not do the good that we know we should, then we are sinning." It doesn't matter what the Bible says. If you know that it is wrong, even if it's not written in the Bible, then don't do it. That is a sin. Is it bullying your friend, making jest of your friend? If you know that in my heart of heart, the Spirit is telling me this is wrong, then don't do it. What your parents will tell you things that they are there to instruct you. And if, now, laying your bed in the morning, it's not a sin for you not to lay your bed. But when your mother says lay your bed every time you wake up, and you wake up and remember your mom saying lay your bed, I'm like, nah, I'm not laying my bed. Then you just sin because you know the right thing to do, but you didn't do it. So we shouldn't just think of sin as in what's written in the Bible, but things that you know are wrong and you do it, then that's a sin. Then we are meant to exhibit the gift of the Spirit. Galatians 5, I'll start from verse 19. "What human nation does is quite plain. It shows itself in immorality, filthy and indecent actions, in worshipping of idols and witchcraft. People become enemies and they fight. They become jealous, angry, ambitious. They separate into parties and groups. They are envious, get drunk, have orgies, and do other things. But I warn you now, as I have warned you before, those people who do these things will not possess the kingdom of God. But the Spirit produces love." Do we love? I didn't say are we love. Do we love our neighbors? Do we love people the way you want people to love you? Do you treat people right? The second fruit of the Spirit is joy. By nature, we're supposed to be joyful. We shouldn't be grumpy. We shouldn't be the saddest old man or old. You don't have to be old, but don't be the person always frowning and carrying the word on his head. Because by the time you give your body to God, the only thing left is joy. We should be joyful as Christians. We need to exhibit joy. Then we should be advocate for peace. We should try to make sure there's peace everywhere we find ourselves. Then patience, that's the virtue. We need to learn how to be patient. Kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, self-control. All these are the fruit of the Spirit. And if you sit down and meditate on them, you find out that things that even when you do them, you feel light, it liberates you rather than puts you in a bondage or anything. The Spirit of God liberates us. Then we are created for good works. According to Ephesians 2 verse 10, says, "For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works, which God has ordained for us to work in them." Workmanship is a Greek word, which means a person of notable excellence. We have to excel according to Christ. We are his workmanship. He's creating us to do good work. He's creating us to excel in things we do. We should, sometimes we go through things like that. This is why I said I'm going to tell you what I learned from my brother's death. Sometimes we go through things because God is trying to make us into that person of notable excellence. God is working in us and creating something in us. Before my brother died, whenever I heard that somebody died, I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. Like, I do not have empathy for anybody. But now, like, when someone tells me that somebody died, I start to imagine how the family is going through because I've been there before. So sometimes when we go through some stuff, it's because God is trying to teach us something. I want to believe that if I had empathy before, maybe my brother will not die, maybe not. But God, some of the problems we are facing is because God is trying to teach us something in that problem. So why do you have to wait till God is trying to teach you something? Why not just do it when, like, it does not have to be hard? Like my mother would say in the Yoruba adage, ọmọ tí a bá ń bá wí tó bá wá rùn kì ìparun ló máa bọ́ sí or something like that. That is, if we are talking to a child and he's being stubborn or she's being stubborn, the child will end up in destruction. So God, you don't have to wait till when God is saying, do this, do this, do this, and it comes with like a trial, then you have that, oh, I'm learning from my trial. Why not just read your Bible and know what God expects from you? Know what you are supposed to do. Don't wait till when God has to now call you through trials and be like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to learn. Or there was this saying from one man. He said that God, when we say God should bless us, God bless us, God bless us, the basic thing we call God blessing is when God's blessing is anything that will bring us closer to Him. That is from God's perspective. So even if there are so many people that they are in their situation not because they don't deserve maybe to be rich or something, but if God sees that if you are rich, you are going to draw away from you, then God prefer you to be closer to Him than anything else, and He will go through any means to get you closer to Him. So why don't we live the life God wants us? You don't have to wait for God to be like, okay, let me do this so that she can come closer to us. Let's grow closer to God. And finally, according to King David, we have to live a life of, we have to be active ministers of God. That is, who are you to the people around you? What are they reading? They are the Bible people read. What are they seeing in your life? They should see a child of God, not the other way around. Because in as much as like we want to do things our own way, we should understand that not only our life is at stake here, other people's lives are at stake too. We need to understand, like, we need to be active ministers. We need to, you don't have to always carry the Bible. I know that I'm so bad in that. I don't have to approach people and talk about the word of God. May God help me. But am I living a life that people see like, oh God, I want to be like that? That will link me to something else. God expects us to take care of our parents too. That all over the Bible, there are so many like verses that lead to talking about how we should look. Not that you should look shabby and say, because I'm a Christian, I have to look unkempt. God loves beautiful people. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 16, it says, when you fast, do not put on sad face as hypocrites do. They neglect their appearance so that everybody will see that they are fasting. But I assure you, they already have their fights in full. God wants you to look good. You don't have to say, because I'm serving God, I need to look like that. People, like I've heard some people say that if this is what being a Christian is, then why would I look like something? Like, take care of yourself, take care of your appearance, be neat, wear good clothes, adorn yourself, look good for God, because yeah, God created you to be fearfully and wonderfully made. He wants you to show you, his work. Have you seen an artist that will now paint a paint and then cover it with mold or something? No, you put it and exhibit his work. So you have to look good. So that even when people say, I want to be like her, see how she's shining, and they will understand that it's God that is shining through you. In conclusion, it is only when we explore our relationship with God that we can live a godly life. It's only when we explore our relationship with God that we can enjoy the benefit of being a Christian. Then from our knowledge, from our knowledge of who God is and what we are expected of, God is our provider and all. Me, I can be tempted to like make sure that like you know who my father is, my God is almighty and all. But God has already warned us not to be proud, because if you think about all the things God, like I have my provider, my healer, everything, I have it in God, but that does not mean that I should be proud and become haughty over everybody. Like the Bible says in Proverbs 16 verse 8 that pride leads to destruction and ignorance to downfall. Then ignorance will lead to your downfall. Arrogance will lead to your downfall. But if you are humble, you will be respected. So that's why the fact that we have God on our side, we have to keep humility. Our relationship will be as intimate as possible to God. I like this verse because Exodus 32 verse 11 to 12. But Moses pleaded with God and said, Lord, why should you be so angry with your people, whom you rescued from Egypt with great power and might? Why should the Egyptians be able to say that you led the people out, planning to kill them in the mountains and destroy them completely? Stop being angry, change your mind, and don't bring disaster upon your people. What I see here is like Moses trying to talk to God, like, God now. Like a wife is trying to persuade her husband, like, darling, don't be angry now. These are your people, they are your children. Like, we should be able to get to that level with God where we can even intercede for other people. Like, talk to him like a friend, talk to him like you talk to your father, talk to him like a person that you are in a relationship with. And we should always remember that even when we get tempted and we fall and we go into sin, that is not the worst of it. The worst of it is if you remain down and you keep sinning. When you get back up, the devil is intimidated. The devil really tempts us because he understands all the things we stand to get as a child of God. And I don't know about you, but when you sin, you tend to feel like, oh, I can't pray to God because I just sinned, I just told the lie, I'm a bad person, I don't want to talk to God, I'm ashamed to talk to God. But that is what the devil wants. He wants you to feel that way so that you don't get what you need to get from God. You don't get that relationship with God. So when you sin, go back to the Father. His grace is sufficient for us. Ask for forgiveness of your sin and get back in line with Him. Don't allow the devil to hold you captive, because that is what he wants. He knows that when you are living a life with him, he can never get through to you. Let's close our eyes and pray. Father, we thank you for the word. We thank you for what we learned so far. We thank you for what you have spoken to us and the reminder that you have given unto us that you are our all in all. Father, help us to live a godly life. Help us to live a life that is worthy of example. Help us to live a life that is in constant communication and relationship with you. Thank you, everlasting Father, for in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.